Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Every year there are players that improve and everyone is looking for that next star player to take a jump, so for today's video we're going to take a look at some NBA players that are going to have a breakout season. First up is Jalen Green, who is my number one breakout star projection. Green has so much potential, it's crazy. He's got so much athleticism and can beat almost everyone to the hoop. What excites me the most about him is the fact that he's likely going to be the number one option on the Rockets. This puts him in the position to take even more shots than he did last year, as he took 14.2 per game so far this season. He's let it fly and he scored 24 points a game, jumping up from his 19 last year. It also seems like Jalen Green has improved his jump shot, as he's improved his shooting percentage from 42.6% to 46% shooting this year, and has even seen an improvement on his three ball. There's not much to say other than Jalen Green is an absolute bucket and will only continue to get better as his career progresses, and this year is just the start of his greatness. At number 2 is Tyrese Halliburton. Halliburton is getting an NBA player's dream situation with the Pacers. They're one of the worst teams in the league, but they've handed the keys to Tyrese this year to run the offense, and I believe that he has the scoring and play-making ability to be able to keep progressing and be a large part of the team for the next decade. When he got traded to the Pacers last year from the Kings, he averaged 17.6 and about 9 assists per game. The defense may be a little suspect, but I don't think the Pacers are worried about how well he can guard right now this season. He's going to do even better, as the Pacers are going to give him as many touches as possible to progress him even further, and so he can be a cornerstone piece along with, hopefully for the Pacers, Victor Wembanyama. And it seems like he's improving so far this season, as he's scoring 24 points a game and almost 10 assists, and I'm 100% sure that he'll be able to keep up that pace for the whole year. Next up is Devin Vassell. Vassell is taking full advantage of his situation on a very bad team. He's going into his third season in the NBA with the San Antonio Spurs, and it just doesn't seem like they have any guards on the team that are scoring first besides him, and they just traded DeJounte Murray to the Hawks in the offseason. I foresee Vassell taking over that scoring role in the backcourt, as his partner at the point guard slot, Trey Jones, isn't really a scorer. I also know that Popovich is gonna give him a lot of minutes, as the Spurs are going to struggle this season and give a lot of minutes to their younger players. Last season he jumped from 5.5 points a game to 12.3, and I can only see that number jumping up this year. He also isn't horrible on defense, as he had 1.7 steals a game last year and added 2 win shares on that side as well. It already seems like he's picking it up this season too, as in his first few games he's averaging over 20 points a game, and the Spurs aren't looking too bad as a whole either. I expect him to keep growing exponentially with this team. They may have a few setbacks just like any other young player, but he's going to improve a lot this year and we will see some great things from him. At number 4 is Obi Toppin. Next up we got a guy that might take a leap of faith and a little bit of an overreaction, but I believe Obi will have at least 15 points per game this year and could be a sleeper 6th man of the year candidate behind Julius Randle. I'm going to try to justify my overreaction though, as this preseason he was an absolute animal, and I believe that he can take that energy into the regular season, as he scored 24 in a game against the Pacers in a preseason game in just 20 minutes. I know it's tough to break into a Thibodeau rotation as a young player, but he deserves it. Last year he scored 9 points a game on 53.7 shooting in only 17 minutes a game. The only thing holding him back would be Thibodeau, which would make me pretty mad, as he contributes a lot when he's on the court, as he had just 2.5 offensive win shares and 1.5 defensive win shares last year coming off the bench, which shows that he contributes to winning basketball. I just hope that he gets more than 20 minutes a game, which if he does, watch out for New York. Number 5 is James Wiseman. The rich just get richer, and James Wiseman should be a huge contributor for the Warriors this season. No, he's coming off the bench at the moment, but I expect that height take over the starting robotic season, as he's just way more skilled than Cavallini is and provides a lob threat over the top that the Warriors have never really had before and would add a new facet to their offense. He struggled a little bit as rookie year and was injured going into his second season, so this year he is destined to improve, and he had all of last year to recover, and we've already seen it a little little bit this year and it will only get more involved as the season goes along. Coming back from the injury, he's still getting limited minutes with only 17.7 a game, but he's averaging 11 points on 72.2% shooting in 6 boards. If he can maintain this form and keep improving, which it seems like he's doing right now, the Warriors are going to be unstoppable for another decade. At number 6 is Ayo Dosunmu. Here's another big market team pose have a breakout start his year. The Bulls point guard Ayo Dosunmu is primed to break out this year. To start, he is going to have the starting role for a good portion of the season, as nobody really knows when Lonzo is going to come back this year. If ever, the Sunmoan is magnificent on both sides of the court though, and is going to fill that role nicely, as he had to do the same thing for half the year last year. Last year he scored just under 9 points a game while shooting very efficiently with a shooting percentage of 50. And his stats from last year don't do him justice. He did have a steal per game last year, but when you watch him you can just see the energy that he possesses on that end, and always gives a full effort and isn't afraid to guard the opposing team's best guard. I can see him having a slightly larger role in the offenses here, as I just know a hard worker like him is going to improve his jump shot, which may have been the only complaint of him last year. I see him doing a lot better this year and will do a fantastic job running the Bulls offense. Next up is Santi Aldama. Unless you're a Grizzlies fan or a die-hard, I doubt that you know who this next breakout star is. Santi Aldama, and with Jaren Jackson Jr. injured, is going to take over the starting power forward role and outperform expectations. Last year he only had 4 points per game last year, so that's bound to improve while being in the start in G lineup. He's never going to be a star, but it's going to be a nice complementary piece for the Grizzlies to have some body like him that can come up and get open a lot. Alderman has already proved his worth in the first 4 games, averaging 12 points a game in the absence of Jaren Jackson. When Jackson comes back, I'm sure his points and minutes will go down a little bit, but he's still gonna majorly improve this year overall. At number 8 is Nicholas Claxton. I believe that Claxton will be very improved in breakout this season. Obviously he is the starting center for the Nets with KD, Kyrie and Ben on the team. He's been on the team for the past few years, but has never really been able to gain the starting role, as he was behind Blake Griffin, Drummond and Aldridge last year. He's also often injured and seems like he's going to be healthy for this season. This will be his first season being the main center on the team, as the backup center Darren Sharp isn't even close to being as good. I think that Claxton will fill the rim runner role as the net center and will score double digits for the first time in his career with a past first point guard in Ben Simmons, and will get more opportunities this year and break out. Well guys, that's going to do it for today's video, so thank you all so much for tuning in. But before you guys leave, what did you guys think of the list? Do you guys think that any of these stars are going to truly break out and become superstars in the league? Do you think that there's anybody on this list or not on this list that we may have missed, or somebody that's not deserving to be on this list? Let us know all your opinions in the comment section down below. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more content just like this. Thanks again, and we'll see you all in the next one.